Hello, everybody. Are we on?
Yes. Yeah, we're being streamed right now.
Okay. Hey, let me just find the live so that I can interact with you all. We can interact.
Hello, hello, hello. It's our weekly nuggets time. I know I've said that we're supposed to do these on Wednesdays, but we never managed the last few weeks because I keep traveling.
Yes, I know. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I'm like, we told them every Wednesday, but it's been, but hey, we're coming on every week still. We've been super busy, so our schedules have been not meeting that Wednesday date, but we're here and
we're here. It's either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Yesterday I had a big property closing. I'm still in the middle of that. I'm in the midst of my property closing. So yesterday was just not a day for me to do the live with my transactional closing. And so we're here today. And then next week, well, I think we'll be back to Wednesday schedule, but we will be here. We will be here.
Yes. Yes, let me see. Some people hopping on. Say hi when you come on so we know you're here with us. Hi, Shantriska. Good morning.
Good morning, Shantriska.
Shantriska is on with us. She'll be able to answer questions as you guys say hi, or if you guys want to know anything, put it in the comments. So we're coming on today to talk to you about something that is going on right now. These inflationary times, and what can you do to save some money during these times? So let me see, me personally, preparing ahead of time has been a big thing for my family. I know after COVID, it really had people thinking I should be more prepared, because there were a lot of people that weren't prepared for COVID. So that had me thinking, like, let me put some money into savings. Let me make sure that is good, because we never know what's going to happen, and you have to be prepared. You have to be wise and understand that there's going to be things that are going to happen that are not expected, and we just want to be ready for that, right?
Yes, absolutely. Now there's so many things that I can share, but I'm gonna just like we said, we're gonna give some tidbits. There's just so many things. All of us are faced with that right now. Whether I'm in Germany, and right now I'm in the U.S. and everything is much more expensive. Everything, and even in our own conference organizing, we have had to take quite a few decisions. So, if you guys have been following us for a while, if you haven't followed me for a while, I'm very real. So I'll tell you as it is, right? And just the other day, we had to take some decisions as to, do we spend money on this item or do we not spend money on this item? Because it all comes down to stewardship, which is what the Holy Spirit has given us, and wisdom as well. And for instance, I took an executive decision not to spend our money on flowers. So guys, if you're coming to the conference for flowers, you will be sorely disappointed, because I'm not going to pay $500 to somebody so that they can deliver flowers to the conference hotel. No, that's not good stewardship, okay? That for me is not good stewardship. Another thing that I decided not to spend on was, what was the last thing was, initially we wanted to give some nice presents to our speakers, the boxes of charcuterie, pretty stuff, beautiful cheese and this and that. But honestly, my speakers, they don't care about stuff like that. They're multimillionaires. You think they'll be happy whether I show up with a box of cheese or not? They're not gonna care. They're paying their way to the conference themselves. They're paying their way. They're coming, they're paying their admission, they're paying for the flight ticket, one all the way from Germany. My best buddy and partner, he's flying all the way from Germany to come to the conference. He's staying in the hotel, so he's paying for all this stuff. And if I give him a box of cheese or not, it doesn't matter. It's not relevant. I don't want to be spending, and with the whole cheese plate charcuterie thing, it was going to be $600. And as far as I'm concerned, in my mind, as an investor, I don't think I'm getting a lot of return from spending $600 in the charcuterie. So, I'm talking about being wise and being shrewd, which I will go in depth, because Jesus said, be shrewd like a serpent. Okay, and I'm going to be going in depth at the conference. And I remember the days when I was in Hong Kong. My gosh, I was making so much money as a very young person, 25, 26, 27 at that time, and going on to, I was making a lot of money. I was into six figures as a young legal associate, paying 15% tax rate at that time when I was in Hong Kong. And I had lots of cash to spend. And what happened? I wasn't grounded in biblical principles when it comes to stewarding. I wasn't. And I ended up spending lots and lots of money on Ferragamo shoes. Have you guys heard of Ferragamo shoes? I mean, like, those Italian shoes, right? Those leather shoes. I mean, I had at least 20 pairs of Ferragamo shoes in my closet at the time. And boy, did I look good. I mean, I know I look good, but I had the money to spend, because I was making good money, right? And Hong Kong is a very consumeristic kind of place. It's very tempting. You just walk out and there's just so much shopping going on. Oh my gosh, and I've got cash and I'm gonna spend, and that's a place like that, right? And I'm just telling you stories about what I've lived through in terms of years of bad stewardship. And I was surrounded with beautiful girls. They are my, they're the secretaries in the law firms and stuff like that. And everybody will be decked with, I don't know, everybody will go to do a facial every other week or get this done, get that done. And they'll be decked out and they'll look great. And they all carry Gucci wallets, by the way, Gucci purses and everything, but no money in the purse. No money. So I'm telling you, those were times where and I remember that there was a crash in Hong Kong in 98. And I put a lot of my savings with a friend who was going to help me invest in the stock market. I had no knowledge of the stock market at the time, zero. I just put my trust in a person that said, okay, I can help you make some money. Now, I wasn't a very wise person, as I'm saying. In my 20s, I gave a six-figure savings that I had with her at that time, US dollars. Left them with her. And then the market crashed and I lost everything overnight. I was broke overnight in Hong Kong in 1998. And I actually had to borrow money from the bank to pay my taxes in Hong Kong. So that's kind of crazy, I know, but it's taught me so many lessons. It's taught me so many lessons of stewardship. I'm saying you don't have to become broke in order to learn good stewardship lessons. Come to the Kings and Wealth Conference. Okay, study what I'm going to be teaching. and that's, the Bible is just chock full of principles of stewardship. And Jesus, don't forget, Jesus himself, he knows, he talks about money more than a lot of other stuff in the Bible. And then I was sharing, what about the practical tips? What do we do, in order to be a little bit more conscious of spending money? Like I was sharing with her, I said, well, in those hard times when I was broke, right? I didn't spend anything that I didn't need. So I didn't have a choice. I had to cut back on everything. I never use credit anymore. I stopped using the credit card. So I was paying cash. And even and this habit, we just kept with it all the way through when I moved to Germany, when I got married, and Mari and I, my late husband and I, we also did the same thing. We didn't spend with credit, we spend with cash. And we bought cars, we bought used cars we bought used cars only with cash, because at that time, the interest rates were also very, very high, which means if you buy a car on credit and you're paying the interest rates, it would have been very high. So in order to get a better price on those used cars, we bought with cash. And so we were conservative for many years when other people at his level that were making a lot of money, they were just spending. But we were squirrels. We were little squirrels. We were just like squirreling our little our acorns away. So that's one tip. That's I would say put little envelopes of stuff like okay, you've got an item, but make sure you do a budget. An item like, I don't know, for food, right? Budget that with cash and don't go over. Or whatever that you need, you know, you will always have your utilities that you have to pay. Those always go first, right? You have to make sure that you budget for those. And then for everything else, yeah, you just make sure that you have enough and don't go over. That's the whole principle. And then the other thing that I wanted to share is that Proverbs 13:11 that I have put into my book as well, which I'll be sharing a lot during the conference, is whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Let me just say that again. And if Shantriska, if you could put it into the comments, Proverbs 13:11, it says, whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you know, money will grow if you're disciplined, whether there's a recession, whether there's inflation or not. And I want to go into so many more strategies at the conference about how to sow in the time of famine, which is what I've been doing myself personally at this time. So, you know, these are a few tips. Annette, you share some of your experiences. How did you save money when you know that times are hard, when you have to dial back? You know, share with everybody.
I mean, you really hit it, because budgeting is super important, you know, putting the most important things first, making sure you have a roof over your head, your kids are able to eat, you know, just having that planning is number one, you know. And then you're actually going to go into, we're going to be releasing some videos, because Wai has four, the 4 steps that right. Videos we're gonna, yeah. So I was gonna say it right now, but you keep an eye out. You'll see the video. Yeah. But definitely the first one is definitely plan, you know. And then I had another tip, was finding other avenues of making more money. You know, don't think just, okay, you have your one job. Be creative. There's so much out there to make a few extra bucks, you know, even right from home. I know during COVID, while I was doing my business and we started making money, I was still working with my nursing position. So there was 2 incomes coming in. So yeah, just, you know, don't limit yourself. Research, there's things out there that you can do online. We've talked about Fiverr before. So if you're like creative and you can put your stuff out there, but there's a lot you can do. But those are a few little tips that I have: budgeting, planning, and looking for other avenues.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And we're going to go so much more in depth at the conference on all of this. We want to provide a safe place for people to be able to talk about money. It's one thing for me. I'll be teaching, you know, my strategies, what I've done, and we're going to go through a whole day of all this stuff. But at the end of that, we usually have our big Q&A session where everybody gets to share. And I will probably not want to record that part onto our material, so that everybody feels safe to be able to share if they have issues with money, how to handle money, you know, how to do all this stuff. We'll go right into the detail about how to do it and give you advice on that. But recently I read this article about a trend, and it's kind of similar. I just want to come back to that. How to help yourself in inflationary times when you know a lot of things are getting really expensive, right? So you start disciplining by simply literally allocating cash for that particular item that you need to spend on. So you would have it's a very traditional old school way of budgeting. So you would literally have stacks and stacks and envelopes of cash, right, to tell yourself, this is for food. I'm not going to go over. Remember, we just talked about that. This is for food. Don't go out so much. Don't go to the restaurants. You know, just stay home, cook, and that sort of stuff. So, and another envelope for whatever that you need, the essentials, utilities, expenses. So you will use cash instead to limit your spending. And then you know how much you're spending. Instead of putting it on the card, you don't think about it and it just keeps stacking up, right? I mean, I've done it many times. Like when I'm traveling, it's just awful. It's awful. When I'm traveling, I'm putting everything on the card. I don't see it until the statement comes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so we're going to have a lot of strategies. You know, we're going to also go in depth with developing new streams, all that kind of stuff. But this is just a few ideas to get you all thinking and to get us talking together and sharing strategies together and having that safe place with us, the kings, okay, with Kings and Wealth, this environment. I want to invite you guys to come to the conference because this is a safe place. I love talking about money. We need to take the taboo out of it. We need to take the stigma out of that, you know, and to really learn how to be good stewards as well. And Kings and Wealth is the place, the safe place for you to come, and we'll strategize together, Kings. Okay?
Yes. Let's remind them also the hotel that Kings and Wealth is going to have the conference at has a special rate right now, and it's going to go on until June 15th. So if you are planning on coming, go ahead and book your hotel room because the price is going to go to their regular rate after the 15th. If you need more information, you know, you can contact me, Sean Trisco, also, if you need some help with that. Also, we have the rate of the live stream package. We are going to be cutting that. So do you want to tell them what?
Correct. The thought behind that is we just want as many people as possible to come and participate. If you can't make it in person for whatever reason, whether it's schedule, whether it's budget, you know, don't let that stop you. We're gonna slash everything to more than less than half price. We want to offer the live stream option at $50. The original price was $120, and we're talking about very, very, very high value that we are bringing you. First day teaching plus second day, you know, all these high net worth investors that are my personal friends that are showing up only because of personal relationship with me. But like I said before, they don't do this kind of conferences, but they are very willing to share their wisdom and their insights. And so we want to offer you the opportunity to participate in this conference with us, okay, including the Q&A and whatever. You can put in your question and answer. You know, you can ask whatever, you can be part of it just virtually online, okay? And you know, you don't have to be in person if you can't make it for whatever reason, but we want you to be involved. So we are offering it out right now, Shantriska, if you put it out there in the comments, telling everybody we are slashing from $120 for 2-day full conference to $50. Okay, for $50. Me, sorry, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say $50. That is, you guys, that is such a great price for everything that you're gonna get from this conference. You know, I'm a witness to going to Kings and Wealth in 2019. Okay, and I flew to Germany. $50. I know you guys can find that somewhere and put it towards this because it's going to be money well spent. So
absolutely, absolutely. And you know, we're slashing prices. Listen, in inflationary times, we're not charging more. Like every time we see an invoice that wanting to charge more for flowers, charge more for cheese, I mean, but we're cutting prices for your education, and not just education, for your. This is a special time of connecting. It is a time of revelation. It is a time of growth. It's a time of transformation. Now, Kings, I don't want you to miss it. Okay. So we love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.